In this video we're going to show how to do the daily OEE calculations. We'll start with Excel. We go to Open in the manufacturing drive. There's a folder called Planning and Scheduling, and there is a file called Production Utilization. We'll click on that. There's a lot of information here, and it just keeps getting copied and pasted down to the next. So you can see we have the 15th today. Today is the 17th, so we are going to do yesterday's numbers. So we copy this whole section just right here from the highlighted down to the bottom, do a copy, and then we do a paste. The cells are formulated, so we'll type in the 16th here, and you'll see that it's carried down all the way through for the 16th. Over here is the week number. Since we're in the same week, we keep the same week, but on Monday when we roll it into do the 20th, we'll change that to 26, and it's same thing, follows suit. It just copies down all the way to the end. Same thing if it's a month change. Okay, so we have our numbers right here. The first thing we're going to do is go to advanced reporting. We're going to run a report in operations called OEE Calculations. We click on that. We put in yesterday's date, the date that we're trying to generate the numbers for. And we get this. We'll be using this section here. So I'm going to minimize this screen a little bit to get two things in here at once. These efficiency numbers go here. These pieces completed go here, and the scrap goes here. So I'm going to type all this stuff in right now. Per work center. Okay, so now that we have all of that plugged in, that's complete for this section. And this section will be a little bit more challenging. We're going to open up Made to Manage. We're going to go to this tab right here, Executive Information Systems. We open up the Production Business Analytics, and we choose Manufacturing Production Efficiency and launch this. So we end up with a report that looks like this. Same thing. We're doing the 16th to the 16th, and then we just hit Run Now. And what this is going to do is generate a spreadsheet for us to make a pivot table of information. So it'll look like this. Usually your icon down here will be highlighted. So we're going to come to this first tab. says M2M data. Go into this. We go right to insert and click pivot table. Should be all selected just the way we want it, and you hit OK. At this point you come over to the pivot table field section, find work center and bring it down here to row. Okay. After that, go find up under Analyze, Fields, Items, and Sets. Pull this down, choose Calculated Field, double click into this 0, and then scroll your way down till you see Set up actual hours, production actual hours, and indirect actual hours. And what you're going to do here is just double click on the setup hours and then hit the plus sign, and then double click on production hours and hit the plus sign, and then double click on indirect actual hours. So now you've got a formula here that says setup plus production plus indirect, and hit OK, and you'll have a field that sums all of that information. So now from this point you're going to be looking for the correlation between our work centers here and the numbers here. So for instance, ASY 0001, ASY 0001, 5.04. 5.04 goes right into this box. And now what you notice has happened is once we plug in we will be plugging it into these boxes, this column, this will populate to the exact same number as it is there. And then we just work down the list. 7.3, CNC brake, grind 07, guard 01, knife 01. Now when you get to these highlighted yellow boxes, these do not change, so they're going to stay with numbers, and it's based on scheduled hours for that day. .6, 8.68. So what this says is that the machine was scheduled to run 10 hours. So if I looked at my labor sheet for the guy that worked on lathe 07, his total time would show 10, right? But yet he only clocked direct hours of 9.6. So that's the calculation that we're looking for. Mill 05, and then Mill 06 I'm going to be changing because yesterday we were down, but yesterday we were up, the day before we were down. So I'm going to change that back to 10. 5.1, 6.12, weld 1589, water jet 6.87. Now usually water jet is 10.75. There will be some communication between what these numbers are in the yellow from time to time. So if a machine breaks down for 4 hours that was unplanned, we would change that that time from the total time of the day, 10.75, to whatever time we lost it to. At this point, you have our information. You save it. Select the area for today. Do a print. Select print selection and print. And that is the end of our video.